All right, welcome in Cincinnati Soccer Talk on another Monday night here in the dog days of summer, or at least the dog days of the League's Cup, as it will be. I am joined tonight by Jeff Tebbets and Jose Guerrera. Jose, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. Everybody knows, I think, that has watched the show that I'm not too hot on the Leafs Cup, and I went to the first game because I'm a season ticket holder.
And you were
But
required to purchase those tickets.
yes, but I went to the second one because I was asked to be in the press box. So I enjoyed that one. Of course, restraining myself there was a little tougher than I expected, but I managed to see the second game. So glad to be here. 2 victories. So we'll be talking about that.
Love it, love it. And Jeff Tebbets lending his time to us once again. Double dipping this week as he'll have a jersey swap here just in a short little bit of time. You'll be back in front of this mic doing that.
And then I'll be in the press box tomorrow night for the game against Atlas. I guarantee you there's going to be 2 hours of rain delay, lightning delay. So
customary.
I've been through it. This is definitely the dog days because I'm dog tired. I want to nap as soon as possible.
No, I get you. I remember those days back when I covered Reds games, and man, that tarp would roll out, and you were just like, "Wow, the next 24 hours of my life is completely ruined."
Let's kick our feet up and try to relax. But I know, like the Reds games, boy, they're like tarp on, tarp off, tarp on, tarp off.
Oh yeah.
Boy, at least we don't have to do that for our games.
No, but you're still waiting, and you're still waiting, especially these League Cup games. They're not flying these teams back in, so you're waiting as long as it takes to get that game away. All right, well, thanks for everyone joining us here on Facebook and on YouTube. We will get to your comments as we get along tonight. Let's start with it. What's hot, what's cold, brought to you by our friends at Apollo Home. Jeff, what is hot?
What is hot? Well, let's see. Probably the living room that I tried to take a nap in this weekend. I could not, for the life of me, get any sleep. But if you're looking for something that's hot, it's got me excited. It's our wingbacks. Seeing a really good amount of progression. Brian Ramirez is finally coming around. Ender Echenike is showing. He finally put in, I think, 90 minutes against Pumas, so he's certainly showing his mettle. Even to the point that the guys on Soccer Wise, David Goss, Tom Bogart, they were talking about Ender in detail. They were thinking, well, considering that Buka, who's also playing really well on the wings, is getting more, dances on the right there. Maybe there's a transfer or trade value in Ender. And I'm like, I don't think so. He's giving you quality numbers. He's giving you speed that you won't be able to match with the likes of Kyle Smith or Buka. So it would be crazy. And in the end, they agreed that you just can't give up Ender at this moment. And same thing with Ramirez, finally scoring his first goal with the orange and blue. It feels good to be a wing back on this team lately. Lance is speechless after that. Oh boy. So now I'm in the hot seat here. Let's bring it down to you there, Jose. For you, what's hot at the moment?
I think what's hot at the moment is, in my mind, is Evan Loro. Yes, I mean, some may say, well, the Leafs Cup, it's not that a big deal. But what I've seen in him in these 2 games is strong command of the box. And you can hear him yelling and positioning his back line and pointing and moving people around. His distribution is quite good. I mean, I'm not going to say it's great, but it's quite good. He's done some really timely stops, especially against Pumas. Not those stops, we would be having a different conversation today. So to me, right now, Loro is somebody that I might say, well, should he be the starter or not? And, we can have that discussion or not. So to me, Evan right now is hot because of that. Strong command in the box, good distribution, timely stops. But I have to mention an honorable mention, as you all know, the CONCACAF ref from the Pachuca match, O'Shane Nation from Jamaica.
Yeah.
Hardly noticed the guy. I mean, he kept the game flowing. He didn't put up with any, dives or whatever. No, play on, keep going. I think no ref is ever perfect, but this guy was close to perfect. I really liked what he did in that match.
Yeah, I agree. I think he did some good stuff. I mean, he did give us quite a few yellow cards in the end, but I think
there's that. Yes,
that seems to be the operis morandi right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll tag back to you, Jeremy. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. My laptop is in the throes of a slow death here, so we'll hopefully get through this show. But hopefully that's the only time I have a little impromptu dip out. My hot, not my computer, but the attendance. Granted, as I mentioned to Jose, you did have to, as a season ticket holder, buy these matches. So you were kind of gun to your head, had to come or at least purchase tickets to this match. Both of them, but good attendance for weeknight games. School's getting ready to start back. Youth sports is kicking off here. It was 20,000 plus both nights. Solid crowd, good atmosphere. Sometimes you worry about with these League Cup games, especially these midweek ones. So I would say, that solid showing by the home crowd there for the two matches. We'll see what tomorrow has, but so far so good.
I think we sort of had a little bit of like a Los Angeles attendance. Like it came a little later, there are people that still have work during the day. There's, you have things with your kids and maybe, you're able to get out later, but late arriving audiences, but still pretty good audiences for these matches.
Pretty solid indeed. Jeff, what is cold?
Oh boy, cold. I would say exactly. And me, I'm a humongous math nerd. So exactly half of Liga MX is cold right now. I know they have the early 2026 Apertura taking place. There's only 3 matches that have taken place so far, but exactly 9 of the 8 teams have lost both of their matches. 0 points for 9 out of 18 teams. That's ridiculous. That for a competition like this that they're advertising to be big, you should have at least one league show up. Granted, that might recorrect itself by the time you have a calendar where both leagues are operating the same time. But it really says something about how things need to be synchronized for good competition, or else this is going to become more stagnant in the future. I'm hoping we get something good in 2027.
Right. It definitely shows just how lopsided the advantages and disadvantages to this tournament are. Obviously, the Mexican sides are 100% on the road. They're traveling. They're early into their campaigns. MLS sides are playing every single match for the most part at home. They are having minimal travel at that. And it obviously makes it, being on the road and sleeping in your own bed, that there's a lot to be said for that. They don't get to do any of that. They don't have, there's decent support at some of them. Just go ask certain Portland Timbers fans or players.
That was big.
They'll tell you about that. They'll tell you about
Miami,
the away support,
or Miami.
You kind of had a feeling that was going to happen in Miami. You had one of the biggest clubs in Mexico playing in Miami. Obviously, at the time, a lot of people thought they were buying tickets to see Messi as well. So obviously, that was an appointment travel. For Monterrey fans. Totally agree. It's tough how this is set up, but it's a cash grab in a way. So no one's looking to make that change, right?
They are letting Toluca host a few. But that's because I believe they won everything last year in MX, so they got granted.
One team was thrown about,
and Club America also.
Oh, Club America as well.
Okay. Yeah. And they did. And Toluca actually won one and lost one, so they actually lost.
Didn't even work out.
Games.
Didn't even work.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, apparently in the first game they won. I mean, it was the score wasn't that big, but from what I read, they completely dominated because, well, the altitude. I mean, you had to travel, so it's a different. But I agree with you, Jeff. I mean, hopefully this will normalize itself next year when the calendar switches and we have better competition.
Yeah.
Jose, what's cold?
Well, two things for me, because there's always an honorable mention. One is that backline is still giving way too many opportunities. I mean, they've stabilized themselves against Pachuca because they started very shaky. Midfield also helped, but still, even against Pumas, there were several opportunities there that we were just holding your breath. Oh my God, what's going to happen? And either Laurel came through or Pumas just completely missed them. Still a lot of work to do. To me, that back line is still cold. And an honorable mention to Hadebe because he's sitting on the bench, and that's a heck of a lot of money to be on the bench.
It's sitting on the bench, and pretty much since the restart has been pipped by a guy who's not even a center back. You got Guidi just taking all the minutes. And
You've got Guidi. You've got, Andre Chirilla is showing that he's more of a natural in that position.
Yes.
We've got three good left center backs.
Yes, we do.
And like a pool cue between the three of them to fight for that position. It's ridiculous.
Let's go to some of the comments here on Facebook. Jay Yates chiming in. You guys here at CST, I really appreciate what you all do for us fans. Well, thank you. We try. Called the uneven application of VAR reviews and technology across leagues and tournaments. Hasn't that 3D spinning computer program been in the Premier League for like a decade now? How is that not standard everywhere at this point? Yeah, I mean, it's each league rolls it out at their own pace. That's kind of the issue you have here is, obviously you go to the UK and the Premier League has it at all of their grounds, but then you go a step lower into the Championship and League One and League Two, and they don't have it, and therefore you have cup matches where it's not being applied, and then because they can't apply it everywhere. So yeah, it's tough because we know there's technology out there.
Yep, there is.
Not everybody's rolling it out. Not everybody's wanting to implement it. You can also make the argument that there has been some poor implementation of some of these new fangled gadgets. Let's look around as over here on YouTube. BMM 1295. What's hot? Ender's Lucho-esque run to assist Kenji and seal the victory. Yeah, that was a nice one.
That must have been against Pumas. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And then he's throwing in his what's cold. All the MLS sides staring at a possible 9 points, but a bad goal differential. Perhaps top 16 teams should make the next round based on overall points instead of 4 from each league. It's tough. It's a wonky setup here. Yeah, there's going to be some MLS sides that had an altogether decent group stage and will find themselves on the outside looking in.
Yeah,
it's the jumbled nature of this tournament, and I think they're constantly trying to tweak it to make it fair, also trying to make it at the same time what we want. We want MLS v Liga MX. I don't need to see a bunch of MLS sides playing each other in a cup match right now. Like if you can help it, make it league versus league as much as you can. Yeah, so exactly. I mean, this is kind of the way of doing that. Not perfect. But yeah, there's going to be some teams pretty bitter at the end of this year as they see themselves exiting despite having a solid showing in group. My cold. Jeff talks about all the 9 Liga MX sides. How about your Western Conference champions, Vancouver, the lone MLS side sitting on 0 points with 2 losses heading into match day 3?
Yeah.
It's a solid showing for everyone in MLS except them. So that would be my cold.
I honestly think that what they did with scheduling the matchups, it seems that they've basically compartmentalized a lot of these matches. Like Atlas, Pumas, and Pachuca are all playing the same 3 teams. So there's no interspersion. It's like there is a group of death somewhere in there, and there's going to be a team that's really good getting thrown down into the gauntlet because of how the draw goes. I really think that in the future, I'd like to see more of a Champions League way of doing it, where there are home and away games, but they're not all the same grouped areas. Like you won't see the same 4 teams on one side playing the same 4 teams on the other side, and they're all interspersed. I want them to do a better job with it.
Is just have the Champions League that already exists and just spread it out across the season like every other confederation does.
Yeah.
And just make it a nice thing that exists throughout the season, not the let's hit the emergency break and have this group stage here and then keep her moving.
The last thing I would personally, and this is just a personal preference, the last thing I want to see is more League Cups, more League Cup games. It's like do the whatever they did now, then have a knockout stage, and let's get it over with. I mean, but that's a very personal. That's a very personal point of view.
You could go with the current UEFA Champions League format where you play like 10 quote unquote group stage matches against different opponents.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. That's I misheard you.
Yeah.
I mean, which Champions League you were referring to. But I think that's the better move, right?
Yeah.
Is just play 10 different matches and go from there.
Yeah.
Because obviously when you're only keeping it to 3 matches and you're trying to make this intricate, over thought out, we want league versus league and all these matches, it ends up being very lopsided as far as schedules. There's going to be teams that got very easy, favorable schedule with maybe less travel. And there's going to be teams that are flying all over the joint playing, a bunch of heavy hitters in MLS. So it's, there's so much that work still need to be done to tweak this format. Or again, as Jose and I are suggesting, just don't do it. Just punt this piece of crap.
But it's here, so
it's here, so we'll deal with it. That is our What's Hot, What's Cold, brought to you by our friends at Apollo Home. Apollo Home is Cincinnati's premier HVAC, plumbing, and electrical home service company. If your AC is under more pressure than a goalkeeper in a penalty shootout, Apollo Home will make the save fast, friendly, and reliable same-day service. Keep your home running like a champion. Give them a call, send them a text, or visit apollohome.com. All right, let's hop in the Wayback Machine and head back to last Tuesday for match day 1 of Leagues Cup of the Leagues. And that was the Pachuca match in Cincinnati. Lineup is, if my phone will work here, your lineup: Evan Leroux in goal, Guidi, Miazga, Chirilla in your back line, Buka and Ramirez on the outside wingback positions, a midfield of Dotto, who's can actually play in these. He's not suspended from these games, so he can play. Anunga and Evander with Barlow and Jabari starting things up top. We knew there was going to be rotation. Jeff, were you a little surprised with the amount of rotation we saw in especially that attacking end of things?
I was not surprised by the amount. I was surprised by the selection. We have been talking, I think we've been talking about GD, how well he plays at the left center back position, but putting him on the right, I think just ate him up for this game. Granted, you're doing that because Andre Chirilla, his more natural spot is on the left. You've got Miazga planted in the middle, a really good leadership role there. But I think GD just does not quite have what it takes to play on the right side. And he got eaten up right away. I mean, if you look at what the first 7 minutes, Usama Idrisi, boy, he took him to school. He was just playing with him on that side of the pitch. He gave him a pretty good shoulder check to free himself up. Nice lob into the box for the first goal, the only goal they've given up. I think playing him on the right, I think part of it is you don't have a dependable guy out there who isn't Miles Robinson. And Miles Robinson needed a little bit of a break if you're going to give him rotation.
Sure.
That was the questionable spot I had for him.
Jose, what say you?
Well, like Jeff said, I was not surprised at the rotation. I mean, you needed to do that. We knew they were going to have 3 games very close together, needed to give some of the players a break, needed to figure out how do you rest them, how do you get that fine balance between taking this game seriously, but at the same time, giving some of the starters a rest. So I was not surprised, but I was nervous about Gidi on the right. And at least in the beginning, that nervousness was justified, as Jeff already explained what happened. But all in all, though, eventually they settled down. I mean, I was really worried for the first 10 minutes. I mean, they're getting overrun. They can't get out. They are getting pressed out of existence. They can't lace 3 passes together. They're making mistakes. They seem out of sync. They're in the back line, but they settled down. The midfield also helped, by the way. I think the midfield also started to close down spaces, making sure that plays weren't going through. And eventually, the game developed as we had expected, with FCC showing its scoring potential, its scoring power. But Pachuca still had a couple of opportunities in the back. Probably, again, miscommunications, Gidi not yet used to that right side. But all in all, I think the formation worked as they settled down, as they took more control of the midfield, that back line stabilized, and then, of course, the front line, starting there with that Evander, another banger, which, by the way, where I was sitting from, as he started to shoot, I thought, I'm not sure. And from the angle I started to see that ball curve. It's like, this is going in, and it went in.
Evander just on a real generational run of casual golazos, just making it look super easy and just kind of hit. It's the thing that we always say about Evander, and some people say it in a negative way, like, oh man, he looks just a little too calm and a little too chill and a little too disinterested, and that's just that way he goes about it. But he makes it look so easy. Like he's just kicking the ball around the backyard with his son or something. Like he just calmly lays into that shot and just fires it off.
I'll admit,
he knew from moment one that thing was going in.
I'll admit that the thing that impressed me more about this, and maybe this was more of a team-wise response to it, they picked up the ball after that goes in, and they're immediately back to the spot again.
Yeah.
They're going back to the center because they know goal differential is what's going to get you atop of these standings. So there was no celebration. There was go and pick it up. Let's go. Lunch pail time. And they knew that they'd have to put points on the board to get to where they are right now. And that's striking distance for us.
Pablo Buca ends up firing one in the 39th minute. A nice assist from Ramirez there. That kind of created some daylight there for them heading into half. And then second half, obviously, you saw a lot of substitutions from both ends. And it was in the 70th minute where Kenji Bomedem, again, having a great run of form, slots home that go-ahead goal that gives them a nice 2-goal cushion heading into that second match, and obviously made made the end of the match a little less nip and tuck than it could have been.
It usually is.
Yes.
I think out of the 3 goals, that was probably the one that made me sing the loudest. I mean, there was a lot of good, crisp passing leading into it, going back to Loro. And I don't know how Loro was able to distribute this ball and keep the curve on it, but
I know. Yeah.
He latches up with Ender perfectly. Ender, great control down the side of the pitch. He's got his guy beat.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going out.
Yeah.
And he knows, keeps it in.
He knows like he can't get to Barlow in that case. Barlow makes a terrific run though to that near corner. Very Vasquez-esque, if you ask me. Brandon Vasquez did those a lot, where he would run to that post and let the trailer pick it up, whether it was Lucho or Barriel. And that's how you do it. One time it into the net. Sweetest goal of the night.
Late runner into the box and bangs it home. And we'll talk about it when we move to the Pumas match. But this is a week where we have 2 goals from Kenji, where he just doesn't look like a guy this early into his career. The way he is confidently slotting home these goals, and come Friday, he's going to do it against a goalkeeper with some pretty crazy pedigree to it as well. I do want to go back to Buka's goal here real quick, because I feel like there's not enough being said about that type of goal where the ball just gets open there and he's waiting for it. He knows it's going to come. He kind of just stealthily just kind of gets into position and knows, if this gets over this way, I'm going to have the entire goal to myself here. And it's just kind of that smart play. And then when he gets the ball, he's not, there's a lot of guys in this league. There's a lot of guys who have worn the orange and blue in the past that may kind of throw up on themselves a little bit when you're given that easy of a goal and ends up firing it, over the goal into row Z. But it was Buka calmly slotting that home.
Does Santos come to mind?
Of a few names. I think Corey Baird had a couple of shockers
Baird
in his day.
I do think that this goal shows you sort of the naivete of Pachuca in this game, that they're not ready for their Apertura season just yet. I think they're still getting those sea legs there. There were 3 guys around Jabari in the middle there, and Jabari knew that ball is not getting to me. I'm just going to pull myself back a little bit, let the ball go through, and Buka was there to one-time it. That's on Pachuca. They've got to cover their guys better. They
prejudged the situation there. They said, we'll just leave the guy with the power alleys on his own here on the right side of the box.
They pulled a Justin Hoyt.
The one to burn us.
They pulled a Justin Hoyt. He's wide open.
Yeah.
Credit to Ramirez though. Credit to Ramirez, because when Ramirez started that play, I thought, oh boy, he just lost the opportunity.
What are you going to do with this thing?
But he kept at it.
Yeah, very good job.
He was trying to play someone there in the middle, right? I mean, was the plan to get it all the way to Buka?
I think the plan was Jabari. I think, but Jabari.
I was gonna say, Jabari kind of crashing the net.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So this match ends up being a solid start to the tournament. I know. In post match talk, Pat was pretty pleased, and obviously said it going into it. You got to kind of win that first one. This is the way that this tournament's set up. You lose this first match, you can essentially write yourself out of this thing. On night one.
Yeah, for the most part, especially with everybody winning their 2 games. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Nashville lost their first game, and they're basically out of it. You mentioned Vancouver; they're out of it. They're even looking at LAFC. They go and they win a shootout to get 2 points. They could be out of it tomorrow night without even playing their third, even though they could finish with 8 points.
All right, let's move over to match day 2, Friday night, under the lights against Pumas. Your lineup, Leroux gets the nod again in goal. He's I think these are going to be his matches Obviously, you want to give a guy like him minutes. You want to let him do his thing, and obviously gives some much needed rest for your starter. If you're kind of planning on putting Roman in there every night, you got to give LaRosa his start somewhere. Back line of Smith, Miles, and Chirilla. Outside wingbacks are Ibuka and Echenike. And then it is Dotto and Obi in the midfield with Evander and the, I believe, what we would now describe as the A team up top in Denke, in Kenji. Jose, I go to you. Lineup obviously a bit stronger, especially with bringing the big guns up top there. Your thoughts when you kind of saw this?
Definitely a stronger lineup. 6 changes from the previous one, but then again, a lot of these are the starters. Miles in there gave me a lot of confidence. Smith, I mean, he's a good guy, but I said, okay, is these lack of speed going to kill him? But it didn't in the end. Was really excited to see Ender there on the left. And with Obi in the midfield, I thought, okay, if we see the Obi that we've been seeing the last couple of games, this is good, because Obi in the midfield is almost a guarantee that very little is going to get through there. That's going to be very few spaces that the opposition can exploit. So to me, I was very excited to see this. But again, in the beginning, a little nervous because they didn't seem to be completely in it. But eventually, again, they settled down. But maybe it was just me, guys. But I sense throughout the entire game, by the way, that FCC and maybe even Pumas was slower than usual. They were a bit more static, maybe a little lethargic. Could be, of course, the schedule, the humidity, which was miserable. But both teams showed it. I mean, Pumas was also static. We're running around a lot and kind of doing the.
It's very disjointed. Both teams, right there in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah, very. And as I said in the beginning too. By the way, I guess I've been pronouncing Evan's name wrong. Is it Loro, not Loro?
I think it's Loro.
I would say never take your cues from me as far as pronunciation.
Okay, Evan. Let's go, Evan. Evan, timely saves. Pumas, horrible misses that even Pat said at the start of his press conference. It says, yes, I don't remember his exact words, but it was more, okay, we didn't exactly control the game. Thanks to interventions by Evan and misses by Pumas, we are where we are. So he was acknowledging that there were some misfires there in the back that could have cost them. But it worked out in the end. Again, probably Pumas is not yet also with their sea legs. And I like the fact that once again, Ender and Kenji made the connection and we got that second goal, that insurance goal that made me breathe a lot easier, even though it was just a couple of minutes left. I said, I know this team. How many times have they just let it go at the very last second? So that second goal, I said, okay, now I can breathe. And since I was in the press box, by the way, I really couldn't yell or scream or anything. I had to be, very cool, calm, and collected. But I was a nervous wreck.
I will say that looking at how Pumas set themselves up, for some reason I keep going to how the opponent is setting themselves up for us. I think Pachuca used a little bit of a slight differentiation to their formation. They went 4-4-2 instead of 4-2-3-1. In this case, the Pumas apparently went to a back 5.
They did.
I guess that might be that they had the legs not under them as well. That they, if you're tired, you're going to try to conserve your energy and protect Navas as much as possible. But putting only Juninho up top for the attack, it felt like they were not ready for this game. They opted to substitute in one of their better attacking midfielders, but he was only there for 20 minutes. He went down with an injury in the 75th minute or so. And there is where I think you could have easily looked at Pumas and say, we're done. We got nothing left. We depended on having our best attack coming late and losing our best player because of injury. That's nothing to it. And that happened. I mean, Ender was wide open, Ender was wide open in the middle, able to scurry through people, connects with Kenji for the extender goal. That's how you do it. You take advantage of luck when it comes your way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say Pumas though in that second half. Obviously, Pablo Buca scores late in the first half, right at the death there, to take that goal. But Pumas came out hot in that second half. I know they had a lot of good possession there early on, and you did wonder if they were going to find a way back into this one. FCC holds the line. Kenji gets his goal late. Obviously, not a bad day at that age when you get to score a goal against Navas.
Honestly, when I look at that angle, it looked like he missed it. I swear it like hit the backboards. I'm like,
that's what I thought too, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. So the fact
that it came out so fast, it's like, oh my God, he missed.
Yeah, but I'll take it.
Yeah, no, it bounced out so quickly from the goal that you did think it hit like the stanchions there on the side or like the end boards there. Yeah, definitely. No, I definitely thought that is what happened. This obviously they seem like they're rolling. This tournament has gone well so far for them. We'll look here in a minute to the match coming up. That obviously with the goal differential situation, you can't treat in the normal way you would treat a group stage game when you've already won the first two. So it'll be interesting to see what we see there. This team seems like they're firing on all cylinders right now. You see in the rotation work. Obviously, there's a lot said for the fact that you have Mexican sides that are having to just kind of live life on the road right now. But it's hard to not feel super positive about how this week went.
You have to feel positive. I mean, considering all the elements and factors being thrown, we've had 2 rain delays for one thing, and we're probably going to get a third tomorrow. So this team
just spoke it into existence.
It's going to happen. I mean, I'm going to be there in the press box. It's going to happen. But I mean, when I spoke to them after that first game, I'm like, what do you do for these 2 hours where you just aren't out there on the pitch to stay warm? And they're like, we're watching other games. We're keeping ourselves fresh by just focused on soccer. That's the only thing that's going through our mind, as you wait these 2 hours to play your next game. So they are in a zone. And I think that's finally got them clicking on and believing that this zone is an actual thing. Granted, like I said, they've gotten some good luck where I think some of the teams that they're facing aren't throwing everything on them. They've got some triple-digit players out there. I think there was somebody who actually had 200 something for his jersey number.
Love it.
So this is, the best of both worlds. They're performing at their highest point at this moment, and they're facing teams that really aren't putting 100% attention to it.
Well, and again, they can't. Even if they could, they're just not in maximum match form, not yet anyway. Yes, they're professionals. Yes, of course, they're going to go out and try to do their best. But I think Pumas has a new coach. So not only do they have to travel, not only is the beginning of the season, it's a new coach. So you put all that together and say, okay, there's advantage. Now we're taking advantage, by the way, of those advantages. That's a good thing, because we've seen this team not be able to overcome weaker rivals. So I'm very happy and very positive about that. But I also want to keep the perspective that they do have, every MLS team right now has a certain advantage that some are exploiting better. And fortunately, FCC is one of the teams that's exploiting it.
No, definitely. I mean, FCC did not design this tournament, but they are playing in it. So you go with the cards you're dealt, right? Let's look ahead to our next match. That's tomorrow night, Jeff. You have less than 24 hours till you're back in the press box.
Oh, no.
I'm traumatizing you with these words, but it's sadly the truth. It's Atlas coming into this one. It's a weird one, right? You can't go crazy rotation. You can't kind of give this one away a little bit. with the way things are set up, you need 9 points and you need a decent goal differential to make sure that you've secured your passage to the knockout round.
This is going to be a dangerous game because we've seen this in the World Cup. It comes right to my mind where the U.S. had their 2 good results, came into the next game where, granted, they didn't need a great result or even a draw or win, but the team that was already eliminated had nothing to lose. They knew that they can throw everything at the kitchen sinks coming out for Atlas.
That's Atlas. They're 0-2.
Yeah, they've got nothing. They're already halfway out the door. But they also have their own Liga MX game on Saturday as well. So they can't throw everything at you and hope that they get a win. They have to prepare for their own regular season matchup.
Correct.
And so I think that you prepare for the worst, but expect somewhere in the middle.
Expect several triple-digit jerseys out there.
I want to see it. You can't put triple digits on those substitution boards. It's interesting to see.
It's going to make it difficult. Do you use a secondary board?
I think a guy holds up like a 2 next to it, and they'll be like, okay, 200.
Just put like a little post-it note there with the 2. It's a weird one because for FC Cincinnati, they can't take this lightly, and for Atlas, they have no reason to push really any effort into this one. They're out. Goal differential is exact opposite of FC Cincinnati. 1 goal for the good, 5 against them. There is no need for Atlas to do much. But then also you give maybe some young guys the run out here, and they're going to try to have their moment, right?
That's right. I mean, they're going to try to prove, and then I don't know much about their triple-digit guys or anything like that, but Atlas does have a reputation of developing talent, and then many of them moving on to bigger, better things, and even the national team. So if they're there, if they're part of the youth system, they're probably good. And like you said, they're going to want to prove, okay, well, we're here, we're giving a chance. And FCC, and I'm sure Pat is doing this, they're preparing for maybe, okay, they're going to put out their best 11 out there. And even if it's not, when we go out there on the pitch, we have to play like they're the best 11. And we got to win, and we got to win by substantial, 2-3 goals, because we don't know what's going to happen behind us. We don't know about Chicago and Salt Lake and Dallas. Just win it by a comfortable margin. And let's hope that the other guys then don't win it by a comfortable margin.
The cool thing is that we're going to be facing some familiar names on the defensive line. Rodrigo Schlegel. Does that name ring a bell? If people remember Orlando, ref cam, begging to the ref saying, please don't card me, please don't card me. That's him. That's him. I hope we have a ref cam for this game. That would be awesome. We also have, I think, Juan Parata, who was on loan with Atlanta a few years ago. Milton Valenzuela, who used to play for Crew on the left wing back spot. We're going to see some familiar names on defense. If we can put 2-3 against them, I think, that would be closing the book on a few chapters with some of those players.
I'm actually excited for the man on the touchline. One of my first loves as a Chelsea fan. Crespo is their manager.
Oh, that's right.
And man, I love me some Crespo back in the day.
Hernan Crespo, baby.
So Hernan Crespo at the helm there for Atlas. We'll see what he rolls out. The week doesn't end there.
Yeah.
Jeff, again, clear your calendar.
Oh, boy.
This weekend, it's never mind. You're not going to this. No. You're not going to Orlando.
I am not going to Orlando. No, thank you.
Are you sure?
I am positive. Don't get me. I mean,
those Allegiant flights to Orlando are pretty cheap if you want to make that move. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure they'll get you credentialed down there.
No, I do not. For one thing, I don't want to go down there and have to experience another 90-minute thunder delay. It's going to happen. I'm talking it into existence again.
I am actually looking at the FOTMob information for that match, and it already says forecast 88 degrees thunderstorms is the current projected forecast for that match. So that is again that's Saturday night, 7:30 in Orlando as league, not league cups, but actual just league matches resume for FC Cincinnati as they go down there to face a new look Orlando side, Greasy Griezmann and company, getting going, looking obviously a lot better than they looked like at the beginning of the season, or much less right before the break in the season, where FC Cincinnati beat the brakes off of them. That same team ain't rolling in on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because you still have the defense that isn't working for Orlando. I mean, I think they still lost 3-2 to Red Bull recently, and they're going to have their own Leagues Cup game tomorrow. They still have an outside shot. Not tomorrow, I think Wednesday. They still have an outside shot of making it if all three teams lose tomorrow that are in the pole position.
They dropped their second match to Lyon. But yeah, you're right. Ever since the restart there, I mean, they're what, 2-1 on the season.
Yeah.
Defense doing okay. They've only had one match where they really allowed goals in the league. They got pumped by Red Bulls 3-2. But they've pitched a couple shutouts. They pitched ones against Orlando or against Nashville, which is not easy to do. And then took care of San Jose, which actually kind of is easy to do.
Yeah, I mean, we did that. We did that ourselves.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
There was something that was brought up though in the notes here, and maybe we can send it to Jose. Jose, I mean, the question I think that you brought up is with the way that Evan is playing so well in goal, do you start Evan or do you start a fresh Roman Celentano?
Well, that's the question, right? I mean, and I put the question in my notes because there's a part of me that says, okay, Evan has shown some great leadership back there, better distribution, just better command of the box. And when you have a Griezmann coming at you, wouldn't it be better to have a guy that's going to be there commanding that backfield and also that back line and also being more aggressive coming out? Evan is much more aggressive than Roman when he has to come out. Roman, not yet. Will he get there? I don't know. So to me, that's more than anything. That's why I was asking the question. Yeah, logically, of course, you put your usual starter in there. He's fresh. You know, he's had a chance to rest. Put him in there. Great shot stopper. But when you have a Griezmann coming in who can be very aggressive, who can be very fast too, and very opportunistic, do you want then somebody who can more easily command his back line to be in the spots where they need to go and then be aggressive coming out when he needs to be? So it was more a question than anything. I'm not saying start him, but just thinking of those dynamics, that's why the question popped into my mind.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I apologize that I put it this way in the notes. Duh. You start Roman. I mean, he's fresh. He needs the confidence. If you put Lauro in there, you're basically pulling the same thing that they did with, and once again, I go back to the World Cup. The question of, do you start Turner or do you start Freeze in game 3?
This is true.
You start Freeze because he is your number one guy. They didn't start Freeze, and then you loses all confidence going into the next game. I think you've got to put Roman in there. If you say Lauro's your guy for this game in Orlando, you're basically saying you're done for the season. That we're going to let Lauro, who hasn't really shown that he can play half a season, as the guy.
Well, this is true.
The keys.
Right, because then you're kind of doing the let's ride the hot hand, and at what point then you...
Yeah.
You don't want to... That's basically... Yeah.
You don't want to Wally Pip... You don't want to Wally Pip the guy that Wally pipped Alec Can. So it's a difficult... Yeah, it's a difficult question. So I say you bring Roman in there.
And the one thing, though, that thinking long term is we really need to see Roman improve on his distribution and his command of the box. Every year we keep saying, okay, he's young, he will learn. And we've seen some incremental improvements. But how long is that going to go on? I'm not saying put in Laura because of that. What I'm saying is at some point we have to ask the question, okay, Roman, great shot stopper. Still need to work on your distribution. Still need to work on your command line. Still need to be more aggressive in coming out and not letting those easy corner kicks go in, or just wait until the last moment to come out, and then there's no opportunity for you to stop the breakaway. So again, not for this game. I would agree based on what you said, but at some point we have to ask that question. Okay, when is he going to make that jump to have all those characteristics? Now, I know some on CST said, well, I'd rather have a good shot stopper than an okay shot stopper with all the other qualities. Okay, I mean, that's a valid discussion we can have. But for Roman to be a guy that can be called up to the USMNT eventually, I think he's got to improve on those aspects.
No, 100%, 100%. And then it also comes down to, you want there to be competition.
Yeah, absolutely.
At each position.
Mm-hmm.
And while Evans had great moments, I don't think so far Roman's gig has never been under threat for how many years now?
Oh, no. Yeah.
And so
I don't know, 4 years now, like at least 3-4 years.
Maybe he does need that. Hey, we're going to go ride the hot hand, and that means you got to be the hot hand. So maybe that means you need to always be pushing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, there is that school of thought as well. All right, let's I know, Jeff, you got jersey swap later this week. Let's kind of do a quick bold prediction. I'll let you choose which match you want to predict. Jeff, I'm going to go to you first. Give us a bold prediction for one of these matches.
I hate predicting the games where I'm up in the box, so I'll predict the Orlando game.
Okay.
I'll say, look, Orlando probably is going to rest a lot of their starters on Wednesday. If there are just too many teams ahead of them that have 9 points. Mm-hmm. So I think they rest themselves. I think they're ready for us on Saturday. And unfortunately, I think we probably, lay a bad game there. We're bound to show up and be, taken behind the fence by a team that's completely different from before and probably wants to lay it on us.
Mm-hmm.
We beat them 6-2 last time.
I know.
So I think it's going to be a 2-1 victory for them.
Yeah, no, they're definitely looking for some revenge from that one. Jose.
I'm not going to predict the score, but I would agree. I think FCC is going to lose this one. One, it's a reconstituted Orlando team. 2, they are looking for some kind of payback, especially at home now. 3, Cincinnati has just this persistent behavior of giving you a couple, 3 really good games and then laying an egg. I think we're due to lay an egg, unfortunately.
All right. Yeah. No, it's going to be a tough one. I don't want to predict a loss on Saturday because I would like to go into that match with some sort of optimism. So I'm gonna say it's gonna be a hard-fought draw. We'll go with that one.
Okay.
So that is Saturday's action down in America's thing, and let's jump though before we end things. We do need to get our players of the week, our Go Beyond Exercise players of the week.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Jose, I got you. What is your player of the week?
Well, probably no surprise. I think it's Evan Laurel at the moment, just because he has, done some really good saves. Again, commanding that box, being aggressive, coming out, blocking shots by being aggressive and coming out. So to me, he is the player of the week. There's lots of players, by the way. I was struggling with who do I put because there's just a lot of good play by a lot of players these last 2 games. But to me, I'm going to give it to Evan.
I mean, this is unfair, man. I normally don't, fly off the handle like this. You picked Lauro for your what's hot, and now you're picking Lauro for your player of the week, dude.
Yeah,
a little spice of life here. Get some variety there.
Oh, I mean, I could have picked Evander, Kenji, Ender, Buka. I mean, all of these guys, they just perform really well.
Yeah. I'll pick mine out. I'll say, look, you got to give your plaudits to Kenji Mbamudem. I mean, he's doing really well. He demonstrated this week that you can be a victory cigar no matter what time you're up there. He scored the goal that made it 3-1, put us up by 2. He scored the goal that made it 2-0, put us up by 2. He's really finding his pace. He's got confidence out there.
Yes.
And as much as you say, well, he's still young. He's 24. He should be at the age where he's like, I'm out there. I'm ready to put my stamp on this team and prove to people that I belong in the starting 11 every week.
Indeed.
So yeah, that's my pick for the week. Kenji, keep going.
Sounds good. I'm gonna steal a page from Jose's playbook here. My player of the week is midweek match attendance. No, just kidding. My player of the week is Pavel Buka. 2 goals, goal in each match. Yep. The guy is he's had my heart. He is one of my favorite players for this club. I absolutely love watching him. He brings quietly that level and experience from Europe that definitely shows its head, especially, you know, where he's just going to quietly lurk in the box and wait and say, hey, if the ball gets over here, I got the whole goal to myself. It's just, there's a quiet confidence and veteran presence to him that I think sometimes goes a bit unnoticed or undernoticed. And yeah, he's my guy. Anytime I can give Buka his flowers, I'm gonna do that. That is our Players of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Beyond Exercise. Beyond Exercise is a Cincinnati physical therapy and fitness business that helps people of all ages stay active and fit. They also work with local MLS and MLS Next Pro athletes. See how they can elevate your health and fitness at gobeyondexercise.com. All right, guys, let's wrap this thing off. Final thoughts, Jeff.
Well, first of all, don't be surprised if Buka ends up getting some sort of like golden ball or whatever the player of the League's Cup ends up being. He's scored 5 goals in the last 3 League's Cups tournaments, so he turns it on in this time of the season.
He's the Didier Drogba of League's Cup. He just
absolutely
what Drogba was to the FA Cup.
And so that being said, I'm like, it's time to put our chips into this. I know that people might not believe the League's Cup as being this grand tournament that deserves praise, that deserves that we should bow to the altar of Garber for developing this. But this is probably going to be our only big chance to get a major trophy. Unless we're able to have lightning strike, and here I go again with the lightning thing. If we have lightning strike in the MLS Cup, I don't see them being able to get any closer to a supporter shield this season. So this might be our only chance. And this might be your only chance to see one of our best rivals against us in the final. Can you imagine Columbus versus Cincinnati playing for a cup in a final? That will be outstanding. Considering both teams are playing really well right now, I think there's a good chance it's going to happen.
I thought you were going to say our rival Nashville.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make it.
Our rivals Red Bull.
Crazier things have happened. We'll see.
True.
Jose.
Well, I've already said this, and Jeff kind of said this. You know, I don't believe in this tournament. I don't think it should exist. It's a cash grab, but we're in it. And next year, anyway, if they keep doing this, the field will be level. I mean, both leagues will be pretty much in their preseason, if you want to call it. So then I think we'll see more equal competition. But we're in it. We're in it. We've won the first 2 games, and I agree with Jeff. This is the opportunity to bring some home, some kind of trophy, some kind of silverware. I just don't think that until that back line gets fixed, that we are in a position to challenge, certainly not for the Supporter Shield, and I don't think for the MLS Cup either. So this is our chance. I mean, we get on a roll. This could be a very huge kick for everybody. Say, yeah, we can do this. We have the confidence. Yeah, okay, our backline maybe is not where it needs to be yet, but it's getting there. And with a strong Obi and Book in the midfield, we have an opportunity. So to me, that's where we should go now. Just put all the effort. You know, hopefully we don't lay an egg tomorrow. in which case all bets are off. But that's my final thought.
No, boy, I'm knocking on every wooden surface right now after you said that, Jose.
This is particle board, but
oh boy,
count.
I got real wood here. I'm knocking.
Yeah, we are. Well, yeah, it sounds like we're pushing all of our chips into the center here for this one. So this is going to be it. That'll do it for us tonight. If you would like to support Cincinnati Soccer Talk, CincinnatiSoccerTalk.com/support. Help us out. Help independent coverage of the orange and blue continue to go. We'll probably still do this anyways, even if you don't. But it'd be awesome if you did. You can contact us at feedback@CincinnatiSoccerTalk.com and find us on social media. That would be X. That's at Cincy Soccer Talk. And then over on Blue Sky, CincinnatiSoccerTalk.bsky.social. Just because if you're already on Blue Sky, you need to know that you're on Blue Sky Social. So I'm glad that's in the handle for everybody there individually. That's completely necessary. All right, that'll do it for us. We will see you next Monday, where we will be talking about a match down in Orlando and what hopefully lies ahead for the orange and blue in the League's Cup. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Jose. Thanks, our man Josh Dye behind the scenes, doing all the good stuff so that I don't have to chew gum and walk at the same time. All right. Good night, folks.
Good night.